So today in the studio we have Sneha, not really in the studio, but because of these tough times, we are more into virtual sessions. So today we have Sneha with us, who is a career coach, a public speaker, a corporate trainer, and Sneha has more than 10 years of experience. If to be precise, she has 11 years of experience in helping students build their careers across the country, and she has worked with over 7,000 plus students and assisting them in establishing their corporate careers at their dream companies. So, with the help of her techniques, one can explore their inner self, analyze the root cause, and visualize the dream career with the right goal in their mind. Her mission is to help close to 1 lakh students in achieving their career goals and landing their dream jobs. And she also assists her students in discovering their calling and securing a career they can enjoy. So let's hear it from Sneha. Sneha, welcome to the Swatee Experience Podcast.
Thank you very much, Swati. It's a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
So Sneha, if I have missed anything, you can please add on. Like, what else is there? You are obviously doing a great job, and when you say helping students and securing their dream job means a lot, because everybody wants to work in their dream company and bank on the dream job they have always wished for. So how do you help? And before that, I would like to know, how did your journey start? Where did you start from?
All right. So I'll start with the story first, and then I'll talk about the technique that I use for my students. So thank you for a very, very, great introduction. I'm humbled. And basically, if I trace back to my story, I am born to parents. My father is a retired army officer, and my family is a family of educationists, basically. So my father, although he was in army, but he was part of the army education corps. So we were always into this hardcore system of studying. So we were never told to study. It was just part of the genes, that we would always end up studying and preparing, because my mother still jokes around saying that we don't really remember if we told you to do your homework. But we were amongst those top 5-6 students in the class. So I have a younger sibling. I have a younger daughter, younger sister, and we both we both have been groomed in an environment where we learned that we need to be on our own and we need to be chasing our dreams. So this whole concept of getting into career coaching started, somewhat in 2010 to be precise, and it was not something that I had planned for when I was growing up. But yes, I was always into talking, an extrovert person who would be on the stage practicing debates and storytelling and poetry, whatever it is, in one way or the other. So I took up my, after my plus two, I was planning to do MBBS. So during my 11th and 12th, I had both maths and biology as a combination. So they call it a killer combination precisely. But I had that, because I enjoyed maths, but science was something which I really wanted to pursue my career in. So while I was preparing for my MBBS exam, I don't know, somehow I got disconnected to the whole thing. I was no more really interested in becoming a doctor or a cardiologist, which was initially the first 7 years when people ask you, what do you want to become? So I was, I want to become a doctor. That was my answer for 6-7 good years. But then probably I had no one in my family who was a doctor. So somehow, I just started drifting away from the whole idea. But my love for science was there, so I just thought that let me explore science as a more career option. So I went ahead and did my BSc in medical. So I had studied that botany, zoology, and chemistry, which I really loved. I enjoyed doing all the dissections and everything in the class and laboratories. But then again the mind changed, that am I going to sit behind microscope for rest of my life? Because I am a person who enjoys talking to people, moving out, and being active the whole day. But life of a scientist is pretty different. So although I had some tremendous love for science, but then again I had to make a change. So then I came into touch with people who told me that there is something called CAT and MAT, and that's how the preparation of a management exam came into picture. So I did write all those exams. I could get good marks. I could qualify. So I went ahead and did an MBA from one of the top colleges around my city because I had to stay near to my parents for some reasons. So after did my MBA, again a shift happened. So there it was that I realized that, okay, I don't really want to do a corporate job, because while I was doing my MBA, I actually got a chance to become part of the corporate consultancy team of my college. I was part of that as a student. So I got a chance to actually become get into the whole structure of training. I enjoyed visiting there with my faculty and learning how it is being done. So that's how I realized that this is what I really want to do, where I enjoy talking to people and training them and grooming them. So from there, this whole journey of training and development started. So then I picked up a diploma in training and development. Then I joined the career of teaching, because I thought this is the way I can connect with young minds. So to move ahead in the career, I picked up a doctorate in marketing from University Business School, Punjab University. So I did my PhD, got that doctor in front of my name, which was one of the old seated dream that there has to be a Dr. Sneha Sharma. So that got fulfilled.
Yeah.
And during that tenure, I actually trained a lot of students, guided them for getting placements in the college, and how they should move ahead, take a career decision. So from there on, for last 10, 11 years, I have been continuously in this whole process of training students, guiding them. And I think myself also evolved. It's not that what I taught 10 years back, I'm still the same. I know things have changed and you need to change with time. So, like I say that I am not a career coach. I call myself a dream career coach. Wow. Because I really believe that, doing something every day should be a thrill. It should not be just another task to earn that so-called salary in your account. It should be a experience that you enjoy every day. So because now I have myself undergone 5 6 changes in my career, where I did something which I really enjoyed, but it didn't work out. So I keep telling students that it's okay not to know from the very first go what you love, but then you need to be trying out to eventually get to that finer goal or purpose. So that's how this whole concept of Dream Career University that I founded this year came into picture, where I give a lot of free courses to students just to groom them. Because like I shared, that my purpose is to help students build a personality through which they can build their dream careers. So I think, yeah, this is what the whole agenda all about is in my life. So yeah, I am living my dream career right now, so I want to help others do the same. Over to you.
Right, because your journey is such a shape shifting, through and out, and that's what it happens, because early in our early school days we are thinking of something else, and then when we are into college we absolutely get inspired from something else and we want to be so. The shape shifting is a continuous process until we land the dream job we always wanted to. So now so this was your journey, which is, which I'm sure would be inspiring to many who are still deciding on what to go for and all that. So now if I talk about your work, so what you basically do, so do you have a proper setup? I believe you're from Punjab, right? So if you have a proper setup there where you run those classes, take sessions, or you travel around the country and then do the sessions, and then we'll talk about what are the sessions about.
Right. So what I basically do is that before this COVID, I was working with the colleges in and around, we call it Tri-City because I'm based at Chandigarh. So Chandigarh, Panchkula, Mohali, these are like three cities, attached together. So we call them Tri-City. So I was working with colleges around Tri-City, where I would personally go there and take sessions based on the college requirements after doing a training need analysis. That what exactly, the student is needing. Because I'm a marketing and advertising professional, so I at times take lectures on marketing and branding, because that is, my doctorate is all about. So that is also one of my core areas that I really love to talk about. So that is how it was going pre-COVID era. But after COVID, I think the world has recognized that the training and learning can happen online, and it can be as effective and maybe more than what we could do in a classroom. Because in a classroom, you are limited for some number of hours. There is no self-paced learning. But now, with the option of studying online, students can take their own pace, stop a video when they can't understand, go back, listen to it again. So now what I've done is I've created something called Dream Career University, where I post courses online for students. Few of them are free, few of them are paid, and they are all meant to groom students throughout all the aspects of getting their dream job. And once they get their dream job, then how do they sustain in that environment? Because after getting a job of your choice, you need to really know how do you sustain there and how do you remain happy in the job, because the dream job will remain a dream job if you're happy working for your employer. So I try to work around all these parameters, but my core area of focus is helping students find the goal, because I believe there are just three secrets to getting a dream job. It's as simple as that. And I keep talking about it all the time. One is you need to know where you want to go. And this doesn't mean that you need to exactly know it. You need to know the finer purpose, and you can keep shifting it, changing it, twisting it with different inputs that you keep getting. Okay. So I believe in being focused in getting to know the goal, but being flexible in changing your goal if need be. Because I changed my goal thrice. And now I'm getting to live the life that, I get up every day with the same energy and thrill that, okay, today I'm going to do something more about it. Right. So after you set your goals, then you need to skill up, because wanting to be Sachin Tendulkar is not enough. You need to work every single day in and out, skill yourself to become that best version of yourself, so that when you present yourself to the world, you make a mark. So that is skilling yourself. And I have come across people where, they are groomed, they know their goal, they have the skill, but they lack self belief, which I believe is the first and foremost thing for anyone to be successful at anything they want to do. You need to have faith on yourself. Even if it is about cooking, it is about singing, it's about anything in the world, you need to believe in yourself that you can do it. So I think these are the three secrets on which all my programs revolve around. Set your goals, upskill, and then believe yourself that you can do it. Yeah.
So what I understood from whatever you said is the first point was that you are a fan of online teaching, which many people are not, because they are, especially the parents maybe, so they are like, kids are not learning anything, and online session is like, and there's so many memes around online, classes and all that.
Yes.
So I think you're the first person who is a great fan of online teaching. And even I am very fond of this. And I believe that, whatever, wherever, whichever method you are, as long as you are learning something, it doesn't matter what location you are in. Yes, that is a fact that, you are missing on human touch. You're missing on meeting people and then learning face to face. But then, yes, there are pros and cons of that, and there are pros and cons of online teaching as well. And secondly, when you said that you have to upskill yourself, skilling yourself is so much necessary, which everyone feels, because now in this fast pace, earlier it was very easy that you do a master's degree or you do an engineering degree, you fetch a job, fetch a good job. But now people, even after master's degree, they are not able to even get a basic job. And I'm sure there are so many फ्रेशर्स जो कि आज तक उनकी स्ट्रगल यही रही है कि हमें एक हमारा जो फर्स्ट ब्रेक है वो चलो अर्लियर वी यूज्ड टू एम एट अच्छा ये कंपनी में आई विल ट्राई फॉर दिस ब्रांड, बट उनकी अभी बेसिक ये कि हमें जॉब मिल जाए. सो द जॉब मार्केट हैज बिकम आई डोंट नो फास्ट पेस्ड, और फ्रेशर्स को बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होती है. So do you think after you do the masters or after you do the graduation, you should upskill yourself alongside, or you should just, focus on skilling both ways, academic wise, and as well as, if you're preparing for something, you have to have an additional skill which sets you apart from rest of the qualifying candidates, let's say that way.
Right. Honestly, I'll go back to what I said कि मुझे सच में ऐसा लगता है कि if someone has done a master's degree, it doesn't qualify them for a good job. If someone has done just a +2 and did a vocational course with a goal in mind that what they wanted to do, there are more chances that person will land into a job that she really wants to do. So it's about getting the clarity. What we usually do today is, भैया ने कहा है MBA करने के बाद MNC में नौकरी लग जाएगी, so let's do an MBA.
Let's do that. Yeah.
भैया ने क्यों करी नौकरी? What kind of efforts did he put in? We really don't get into this whole process. We just get moved by what everyone is saying. There is a very interesting audio that I talk about in obviously all my lectures, and it's called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. It is something that I would request all your listeners and viewers to go ahead and listen to. It's a life-changing audio, okay? And he says in one of his lines, he says that the problem of the world today is that we try to conform. Everyone is doing an MBA. I will also do an MBA. Everyone says doing CA is good for a BCom professional. Everyone would end up doing a CA. Somebody says, okay, now after a BTech, you should go ahead and, do a MBA from a good college, work for 2-3 years. Everybody will start following the pattern without using the brain and figuring out what is my purpose. Why am I doing what am I doing? If you really know what is it that you really want to do, there is no way that your education can act as a barrier. It will always support you, because there are multiple examples from India, from across the world, where people are not even, they're college dropouts, to be precise. There are school dropouts, and they are making huge money, great at communication skills, excellent at what they do. Why? Because they are doing what they love. That is something that, we are lacking right now. The job scenario is not poor. There are so many jobs, there are an ample number of jobs. The problem is that we try to find a job on the basis of the degree that we have, without putting into picture that what is it that I really want to do. I always tell my students, if you want to get a job, think like an employer. कि तुमने वो नौकरी अगर ऐड निकाली है और तुम्हें किसी को नौकरी पे रखना है, तो किसको नौकरी पे रखोगे? क्या खुद को रखोगे? क्या अपने क्रेडेंशियल्स ऐसे बनाए हैं कि तुम्हें कोई रखेगा? अगर तो तुम खुद को नौकरी पे रखोगे, then you're all set to get a job, every single job that you put your hand on. But if you think that you will not select yourself for a job that you have opted for, I think you got your answer, that you are not prepared enough. So it is the lack of focus and the lack of preparedness that people are into this whole concept of lack of jobs. Jobs is not a problem. These days, I think most of us are rather moving towards creating jobs. But
Right.
Then you need to know how. You need to know what. Why do I get up each day? What is the purpose of doing whatever I'm doing? Because we are too much influenced by, fear of losing out, fear of missing out. सब ये कर रहे हैं, मेरा ना रह जाए कहीं. तो बस, then when this comes into picture, then you're doomed for, some trouble in life. You need to know your own reason of existence. I think that gives you all the answers. That will, because I've seen young chaps who are doing, I don't know, many of your viewers must have heard about the story of somebody called this MBA Chai Wala. I think you must be knowing about him as well. He's, I think he calls himself Mr. Billy Moria. That's how he's named himself, MBA. So he was, trying to get into IIM to get his dream job, dream career, start building that. But he could not crack it up. So he eventually started up the tea business, and today he's being invited to IIMs for giving lecture on, entrepreneurship. So you need to know what exactly is the purpose. Getting a stamp of a college is not enough. All the people who pass out from tier 1 institutions are not doing very well. And everyone who's passing out from every other institution is not doing very poor. Everybody is doing great if they know what they really want to achieve. That's how I try to first, I actually go for a brainwash or a mind wash of my students when they come to me. Because this scarcity mindset is the biggest problem. When you think there is less, there is less. When you think there is more, there is enough. So that's how I work on.
Very
Over
true.
to you.
Very true.
Mhm.
In fact, adding to that, I would just want to know. See, like you said, a few points which triggers me. There are two kind of people. One who are
Mhm.
really sure about that. Okay, मुझे तो नौकरी करनी है. I have to pass out my college and join a job. And there's
Yeah.
another group of people who are studying but deep inside, because I also know many from my college days who had these thoughts. So they are doing this. I mean, they're finishing the degree, but then उनके दिमाग में यही चलते रहता है कि नहीं, मुझे तो अपना कुछ करना है, right? And वो flow चलता है. The flow of life is going on. They are passed out the college and they have joined a job and they are working great and they are in a great position. But then when you meet them and ask them if they're doing really well, they're not happy because they're still not there, right? So they are basically either upskilling themselves to be there, and some people also take a drop off, which I favor a lot, because when I think that, when you're not ready for something, let's say if I want to be it is, I mean, something which requires a lot of effort, but I've still not put in. And I know that, without this, I cannot go further. But then there are societal pressures जहाँ की हमको लगता है कि जब लोग बोलना शुरू कर देते हैं कि आपका एक साल खराब हो जाएगा, why are you taking drop off, you will be wasting the time and all that, and then parents pressure and all that. But मुझे यही लगता है कि when you're not ready, just take a break and take time. You don't have to rush you don't have to be in the race कि सब
Absolutely.
जैसे आगे निकल रहे हैं, सबने डिग्री खत्म कर ली, तो I might be, like you said, FOMO हो जाएगा, fear of missing out, that I may not be able to be there where my friends are. I think everybody has their own time and they have their own,
Yes.
some bloom very slowly and some bloom very fast. So everybody has to bloom, but it's just that we don't know that हमको लगता है कि we give up because we think कि मेरा time नहीं आएगा, like nothing is gonna happen, and let me just do what everybody else is doing, and half of the dreams are crushed here. So so now when we talk about your work, like you help students in achieving their dream career, so then now where does your work role play into? How do you basically help them in
Okay.
career?
So, first I'll just quickly, what you said is very meaningful, that we all need to understand that the Mount Everest for you and for me is different. Our journey is different. Our efforts are different. Our stories are different, and our outcomes will be different, irrespective of the similarities we share. So if people actually, get into this whole mindset, things will be a lot easier. That you do not have to compete with the world, you have to compete with yourself every day, right? And now coming back to my dream career coaching, so I call it a dream career formula. Okay, so I say that there are these 3 steps, and to implement these 3 steps, considering the current scenario, things have changed. While I was talking about a dream career 5 years back, 8 years back, we were not talking about personal branding. But now, having a personal brand is not a question. It's about whether you are managing your brand or not. Okay, we all have a Facebook profile or an Instagram profile or a LinkedIn profile, a YouTube channel, a Pinterest. Something is already there. So that means you have a digital footprint. So that means you are available for people to check upon you through the digital medium. So you cannot say that I am not going to put an effort in creating my personal brand. You are already doing it. The kind of post you are sharing, the kind of comments you are making, everything is adding to your personal brand. So the first thing I tell my students and everyone is that we need to focus on building our personal brand. You need to know what is it that you want to be known for. What is it that you do that people must acknowledge you? And please get out of this whole mindset of people usually have that I need to do something different. There is nothing in the world which is different. It is only that we get inspired and we tweak and we change and we make our own version, because the universal mind is one. So there is no way that, it is any different. Everyone will be having the same kind of inputs. So you must focus on what you want to do, get inspired from people, take inputs from them, and you need to focus upon building your personal brand, because personal branding is your way to your dream job. That's how I call it. After you create your personal brand, then you have to advertise yourself. Nobody is going to go there out holding your board and talking about you. You have to do it for yourself. That's how the world works. You need to go out and talk about yourself. So you build a killer resume which is ATS friendly, which has the right kind of keywords. Then you prepare for your interview sessions. And I tell my students that you cannot clear an interview by having a great mind. You need to speak. So public speaking is another very, very important domain of the dream career formula, where you have to create a personal brand, and then you get a good resume to improve your public speaking, and then you are able to clear your interview. You master your interviews, and that's how you get into the whole system. Because I think it is these 4 steps. If we do them in proper action, things are going to be much better. Because when I share this job search pyramid that it's very commonly used by people around the world, they say that it's only the top 1% of the jobs which are visible through the job portals. The other jobs which are known, which are there in the company, are usually filled via referrals. They are filled via networking. They are filled by employee referrals. So when and how will that come into action in your life? When you have a personal brand, when you network, when you go to events, when you connect with people, when people know what Sneha does, what are her values, how does she deliver. And then your boss is going to refer you to better companies at times. Your friends are going to call you to their company because they know what you are. So I think we need to understand the power of networking. It's a very common word that is used. Network is net worth. And I am a, maybe 100 million times believer of this. So I think this is the biggest myth that needs to be broken, that you need to be good at networking to get to a job that you really, really love to be in. Yeah.
So when you say about networking, which is a fabulous point, because I I too believe in that fact that, unless and until you network, unless and until you are with the right person. So let's say if everybody wants to, let's say if I want to be a singer, so I should actually correct me if I'm wrong, I should actually surround myself people who understand what I want, who understand my voice, who understand what Swati is a singer. So what does a singer do? Maybe surrounded by people who sing, maybe surrounded by people who rap. So any kind of music. So that's when my networking and my dream or my manifestation will channelize only when I am with the right circle. And that's what I have to focus on networking. By networking, we don't mean कि आपको बस 10,000 friends बनाने social media पे and then hi. No, absolutely not. Networking means you have to connect with right people who would let you or help you, or make a track of those people who would help you to sail through your journey where you want to be. So that's what you have, and that actually narrows down your networking. You don't have to search for 10,000 people. You have to narrow down your listings. Like, okay, I want to just search, let's say, on LinkedIn, I'm a fan of that website. So that's the platform which gives meaning, and I just love it how people connect there and without any biasness, and they are ready to greet each other, meet each other, know each other. That's a great platform. So then when I want to be there, I would only search for people who are in the singers list. So that will narrow down my network channel, and I will. So when we are talking about networking, what is that one thing you want to suggest someone while networking with people? Like we said, that you need to narrow down your list. So what is that? Let's say if somebody has network, so what is the right way to approach because this was a question which a few people have asked me, like, how do you approach someone for work? Because it looks very awkward, when you ask for a reference, and generally people don't reply. I don't know why, but people don't reply and they don't respond in the way you want them to respond.
Expect them to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them to. So, what is that
So,
one thing? What's the right way of
right.
networking?
So how I tell my students to work around with this for a job or for a position that you're very clear about, and we're referring to a corporate position here to make it easily understandable, is that, one thing is that you either can have a dream job or you can have a dream designation. So
Right.
any of these works, right? So if you have a dream designation, or even if it's a dream job at a particular company, I always suggest students that you need to have those 4 or 5 companies which offer the same kind of role, okay, which are in the same league. That, okay, these are the 5 companies on which I would really like to get placed. That is step number 1. Step number 2 is then you figure out on LinkedIn, that is the best platform for a job related search, because Instagram and Facebook are very casual platforms, that you go to the search panel and then you find people who are working at a designation where you want to work. Let's say I want to be a software developer. Okay, I want to go to Amazon and I want to be a software developer. So SD is a very common position that you find on LinkedIn and the
Right.
as a subset. So you go to this LinkedIn and you write down software developer and you also choose a company as Amazon. You will get a lot of people. Now you, based on your instinct or reference, maybe going across a couple of profiles, you connect with at least 10 of them. Send them a request. A request has to be always a personalized invite. Don't ever send a random request. I mean, nobody's interested in connecting to you for giving you a job. So it has to be a personalized invite. So that's why we call it a personal branding effort, because you need to first visit that person's profile, know about his work, know what he or she is involved in, create a personal message. Because what I do is that when I in my LinkedIn networking course, the paid one, I actually share a few templates with students which they can use, that how do they actually reach out to someone and what do they write in their personalized invite. Okay, and then you reach out to them and you send a connection request, and I take the probability of acceptance to be only 20%, that you send it to 10 people, only 2 are taking your request up. Or even if 10 of them are connecting, it's only 2 of them who respond you with a hi after you seeing your message, right? So that is a good conversion, because you reach out to 5 companies, you reach out to 10 people in each company. So out of 50 people, even if 20 of them are responding, you have 10 people who are connected to you genuinely. And then you start nurturing that relationship. Now you start talking to them, conversing to them, asking for some mentoring, that I am into this problem, or I work into this domain. You have a lot of experience in this domain. How have you handled this in the past? I read your post on this, just to make them feel that, one, what are you skilled at? And number 2, what is it exactly that you are following them for, so that there is a personal rapport which is created. Because if someone sends me a random message with a resume that I need a job, please help me, I would not help. I think no one would help me also if I do that, for that matter. I have to first create that personal connect. I have to prove myself, what am I worth of, and then you actually start, after a month or a 15-20 days of interaction, then you start getting your answers. And even if 20 people are talking to you, I still say that even if 3 or 4 of them are connecting to you, you just need one person to refer to that one job to get that one job. Nobody needs 4 jobs at the same time. So I ask my students to go for a 20-30% effort, 20-30% conversion effort, and they are usually able to get across to the profile, into a company where they really want to get absorbed. But for this, the prerequisite is that your own LinkedIn profile is good, so that when they come back to visit your profile, it looks good. It should look complete. It should be, that 5-star profile has to be there. Your information should be filled. There should be featured posts. There should be a lot of content where they can see that what is this person all about. Because somebody will refer to you only when they see what you're worth. Otherwise, why would I put my name on stake for referring someone I don't even have, trust upon in terms of the skills that person had. So that's how I take networking. To be very precise, for a corporate job, this is the structure that works very, very well.
Right, very true. Even in fact, I have seen people making I mean, the job request as a post. Like they post that, I have this experience, and I'm looking open to work opportunity in this. And there also people come up and post on their comments.
They help each other.
They help each
Yeah.
other, they refer each other. So this and many more things, which obviously when it comes to corporate job, I think LinkedIn is the best profile platform where you can connect. So networking is one you said. Making a killer resume is the second one you said.
Yeah.
And what else? What is
Public
the upskilling?
Public
As well, yeah.
Yes.
Upskilling.
I call it building. So the first roadblock is personal branding, in which you will have to use your personal contacts, your networks, and events. You need to be part of all of these, whether virtual events, online events, physical events, whatever it is. Go out, meet people. I make my students get their visiting cards designed when there were physical events going on. Because when you meet someone and you hand over that visiting card, even if it is only with the name of your college and the degree that you're doing, or the passion that you have, or your personal portfolio, it exuberates a different feeling altogether, rather than simply introducing yourself. So after the conversation, handing that over makes a lot of sense. So that personal branding is one. Number two is skill building, where you have to be having a good resume, because even if it is a referral system, at times they ask you to share your resume. So it has to be of the standard that you get absorbed, and you are talking the way, your resume should talk the way you are talking. It should exuberate the same kind of personality. Right. Number two is your public speaking. You need to master that, because once you're confident about public speaking, then only you will be able to master your interviews. Because despite of the referral system, the interviews will still happen, because in big companies there are interviews happening even for a team switch. Okay, so that is the kind of competition, or the filtration that I may call, happens in order to get the best candidate for the particular job or the particular role that we are looking forward to. So personal branding, skill building, that's it. So you combine these two, your dream career is going to be your reality. But yes, we need to put in the required effort, and we need to have faith, because the kind of post that you refer to, that people post, I'm open to a position, I appreciate the post where they are talking about their experience and they are saying they're available. But I really don't like the post with a scarcity mindset, where they say that I am struggling and I have been asking for a job, because I feel that their energy is so negative that a good job will not reach them. So I am a real believer in terms of energy, because I think most of us would have heard about law of attraction.
Yes.
And that is something that I really believe in, because I think that energy is not a philosophical formula, it's science. Okay, so we have heard about energy, we know what is energy, it works. So we need to be having the positive energy to get those positive things coming our way. With the negative energy, even with best of the skills, you will not exactly be feeling that comfortable. Like you said, you refer to that instance where there are people who want to do something of their own, and that is why they are struggling in their current job, or the life is going on but there is something missing. Again, I would say that that is again a syndrome where you compare yourself to others. Because I feel entrepreneurship is not a position, it is not a designation, it's a mindset. And why I say that, because I've myself worked with, I think, 5 colleges for 7 years total. And I started my job as an assistant professor. And within 6-7 years, I was made an associate professor, which randomly usually takes 10 to 12 years for someone to reach associate professor level, only because while I was in my job, I was having an entrepreneurial mindset. I would not limit myself with the job description. I would go ahead and do things that I'm doing now, try out things that I am doing now, even during my job. So, I was very happy when I was working as an employee. But I am happier now because now the whole day I get to do what I love. There, obviously, after 8 hours, when you come back home, then you know, give time to your family. So that is how I take entrepreneurship. It has to be a mindset. It is not a position. People are, you know, looking at it at a very different way. They feel everyone is becoming, starting their own venture. So yeah, I would also go ahead and do it. So I think that brings a lot of pressure over here. And that's how the negative energy comes into picture. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's how I take it.
Law of attraction is something which I think everyone should watch and learn. The Secret is the movie, and it teaches you a lot of things in terms of energy. Like you said, you have to have the right energy. Only wanting something and not working for it and not thinking about it. I basically believe in when you want something, you have to be about it. Like
Yes,
when if I want to be a podcaster, I have to be about my podcast. My work should reflect podcast. My social platform, maybe wherever I am, should be about my work. And when I am talking, it's not like I'm talking. I should not be always connecting to the people who don't understand the work. But yes, I should be. So when somebody is referring to Sneha, they know who Sneha is. So why? Because Sneha is that. Sneha is portraying that. Sneha is eating
absolutely.
that, sleeping that. Sneha is all about her work. So
Yeah,
that's how people remember you, and that's how it becomes very easy for them to refer you, right?
absolutely.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
so these are the things. And when you said going beyond the job description, which I totally believe, because I have worked in corporate in thing also, and then I'm working for my own firm and as a podcaster as well, and looking after my family. So now sometimes people say that, how do you get so much time and doing everything? Like, I want to do it's okay. I am doing what my mainstream job is, but I always want to do something which I always loved, and that's what I do. And I have to take time from my schedule. So you
Absolutely.
don't have to. You have to be every all about it. So now,
Absolutely.
Sneha, like we talked so many things, and I am sure that this would help so many people and the students, and even people who are already working and want to make a shift to another job. And obviously, whatever your job description is, I believe in doing something extra than that, and that too. What you would obviously do something which you know, right? Even if you're doing something exceptional or not mentioned in the JD, it will always be something you are good at. So that's when you take that risk. You cannot just do something for the sake of promotion,
Absolutely.
because that would last
Just
only
doing
for
it.
a few time. Yeah. So
That's
that is also true, because when you want to do something extra, you get into eyes of your manager or your seniors, and then they refer you to something good. Yeah, this candidate is really good, and it's an absolute treasure to have them. So now
absolutely.
that we spoke so much about your work and everything, now Sneha, if anyone wants to get in touch with you and wants to get trained by you, get assisted by you, where do we find you?
I have my website with the name of snehasharmathecoach.com. And for all your listeners and your viewers, I'm going to offer a free LinkedIn course, because I think everyone out there who's seeking a job must use the power of a networking platform like LinkedIn, because it was a gold mine 3 years back. It is still a gold mine, and it is going to remain a gold mine for a period of time. So I think the best platform for you to connect with me is my website. And I'm going to share the course link with you that your viewers can use, and they can get in touch with me through LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, and they can find me with the username Sneha Sharma the coach. That's also a personal branding trick that I do, because
Yes.
I tell my students that we could have kept it Sneha Sharma, but then Sneha Sharma as a domain was not available. And when you go to Google and you type Sneha Sharma, it's the racer which comes up. So I am not the racer. I am Sneha Sharma, and I have to get my own identity sorted. So I made it Sneha Sharma the coach. So So the moment you type Sneha Sharma, the coach on Google, Google knows me in and out. So you would find me on possible, mediums and networks and wherever, whatever newspaper, pictures, whatever, everything is going to be there on, Google with you, with Sneha Sharma, the coach. So everyone, I do a lot of free sessions, free webinars, because I know these are tough times, and it is important for us to give back to the society. Like I said, my mission is to help 100,000 people build their dream careers, and to trust someone as a coach, as a mentor, it takes a while. So I completely respect that. So I would request everyone to get in touch with me if they have a question, enroll to my free courses, get the value, and then if you think I as a mentor can add value, can help you go closer to your dream, then I think we can take it forward. Because like everything else, money is also energy. So if I get good energy with the money, then only that money is going to be useful to me. Otherwise, the money which comes with the stinky energy goes out very soon. So yeah, it's all you.
Exactly. And I'm sure that, students and anyone who would seek your assistance would get a lot from you, because as we not, if I should not forget to mention that Sneha has been featured on many places like Dainik Jagran, and I'm forgetting. Please correct. Please mention.
I think I was there on Tribune also. I did a webinar for CII Amritsar. So that was being covered. That was something which was done for over a set of 450 people, GNDU Amritsar and all the colleges across Amritsar. They were part of that initiative by CII Amritsar. So yeah, just a small featuring. Something that's okay. That's part of the game. The personal branding comes into picture over there. So yeah, that's
about branding. Yes. So I'm sure they would benefit a lot from you, because they can very well understand from our conversation. I could feel that you have so much to give to your students and to people who need your assistance, and I'm sure they would love to have you as a mentor. So whoever is listening and whoever is watching, please refer to this Sneha Sharma, the coach, on LinkedIn and everywhere. It's very easy to find her. You can find her on all the social platforms and get in touch with her directly, and take it forward from there. So thank you, Sneha, for your precious time, and thank you for being my guest on the show. And I wish you all the luck and lots of positive energy to your way, so that you will prosper.
Thank you. So with folded hands, I would thank everyone who's watching this, who's listening to this. And thank you, Swati, for having me. And, just my final words would be that be grateful for whatever you have. So, I usually say, get inspired from people who are above you, who are better than you. But then be grateful when you see someone who's underprivileged. And all of a sudden, doing gratefulness, following thankfulness will not be trouble. You'll feel that, yes, I am very grateful. So yeah, I think that's it. With that, I would conclude today's session with you, Swati. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sneha.